What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, the worldwide leader in sports weighs in on today's top 10 pound for pound. And in doing so, they slight undefeated, undisputed lightweight world champion superstar boxer Devin the Dream Haney. 28 wins, no losses, no draw. 15 wins by way of knockout, 23 years of age, 5'9.5" with a 72-inch arm reach. Devin Haney happens to fight and signed a multi-fight deal and contract with legendary promoter, top-ranked CEO Bob Arum, ESPN, and Top Rank. Okay, so he's a ESPN top-ranked fighter, and they choose to slight the undefeated, undisputed lightweight champion. Okay, and in doing so, they praise Olympic two-time gold medalist, three-division world champion, former unified lightweight world champion, Ukrainian superstar boxer, Vasil Lomachenko. Lomachenko is 16 wins, 2 losses, no draw, 11 wins by way of knockout, 34 years of age, 5'6" with a 66-inch arm reach. Now I have no problem with Lomachenko and his skill set and his accomplishments, but there's no way that Lomachenko, who has not avenged any of his losses, should still be on this pound-for-pound list. He lost to a man in Orlando Salido, who was knocked out 5 times in his first 15 fights. He lost to a kid in Teofimo Lopez, okay, former unified lightweight world champion superstar boxer Teofimo Lopez, who is now 17 wins, 1 loss, no draw, 13 wins by way of knockout. He is 25 years of age, 5'8" with a 68-inch arm reach. Lomachenko lost to Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez, going into the fight with Lomachenko, had 1 title fight against former IBF lightweight world champion star boxer Richard Coleman, in which he brutally knocked him out for his first title opportunity. Okay, then Teofimo Lopez in his first title defense, okay, and his first big unification bout against Lomachenko with 15 fights. Okay, at 23 years of age and 1 title fight, he absolutely dominated Vasil Lomachenko. He won the first 6-7 rounds of the fight. Okay, Lomachenko won 8, 9, 10, and 11 in my opinion, but Teofimo Lopez closed the fight out in the 12th round big. Okay, and then Teofimo Lopez in his second title defense, he lost to former unified lightweight world champion Australian star boxer George Kambosos Jr., who is now 20 wins, 1 loss. 1 loss we got to highlight. No draws. 10 wins by way of knockout. 29 years of age, 5'9.5" with a 68-inch arm reach. George Kambosos Jr. lost to Devin Haney, got outclassed, got taken to school, and got shut out. June 4th in the States, June 5th in Australia of this year, for Devin Haney to become the first 4 major sanctioned belt undisputed world champion in the history of the sport of boxing and in the glamour division, a lightweight division. So he beat the man who beat the man. And yet he's not top 10 in the pound for pound list. But Lomachenko is on the pound for pound list at number 9. He didn't even round it off at 10. But he came in high, okay? For him coming back after the Teofimo Lopez loss, he didn't avenge the loss to Orlando Salido. He didn't avenge the loss to Teofimo Lopez. He beat Nakatani, who's never fought for a world title, never was obviously a world champion. And then he beat Richard Coleman, who Teofimo Lopez had knocked out and had multiple losses on his resume already. And that garnered him to be in the top 10 pound for pound? How could that possibly be? That's not possible, right? Okay, so their pound for pound top 10 list looks like this. Okay, they have Terrence Crawford, undefeated 3-division world champion, former junior welterweight undisputed world champion, currently the reigning WBO World Boxing Organization welterweight world champion, who should be widely considered by many to be #1 best pound for pound fighter in the world. Then they have Monster Inoue, multi-division champion, who's on the verge of having an undisputed showdown December 30th. He's not undisputed yet. And his biggest win came to a guy in Nonito Donaire, who was seen to be far past his prime. That's the 2 biggest wins in Monster Inoue's career. But he's at 2. Then you have undefeated, unified 3-belt welterweight world champion superstar boxer Earl the True Spence Jr., who holds 3 belts at the welterweight division for bigger names than Monster Inoue. He should be at number 2. Then at number 4, they have a heavyweight on the list. Heavyweights are not supposed to be on the pound-for-pound list. The pound-for-pound list was created in spite of the heavyweight division to give recognition and acknowledgement to fighters who are not heavyweights, because as the heavyweights go, so goes the sport of boxing. They carry the sport of boxing. And it's a limitless division, weight division. So if you're going to have a heavyweight on the list, and he's better than everybody else, because we know Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford, and Nui can't beat Oleksandr Usyk. Well, I guess they highlighting and giving him credit and acknowledgement because he was undisputed at cruiserweight. But he's no longer a cruiserweight. He's well settled into the heavyweight division. He's done had 4 fights at heavyweight now. He had a fight with Chaz Witherspoon. He had a fight with Derek Chisora, and 2 fights with Anthony Joshua. Oleksandr Usyk is a heavyweight. He's settled into the division, and he should not be on this list because heavyweight should not be on the pound-for-pound list. Okay? But nonetheless, they have a heavyweight on here. Then they have 4-division world champion, Mexican superstar boxer, who's the current undisputed super middleweight world champion and considered the face of the sport of boxing, Saul Canelo Alvarez. I can respect that. He's coming off a loss, but they got Canelo Alvarez on there. He lost twice, and in 2 fights, in both of his losses, right? He lost to Floyd Mayweather, where he lost every single round, and he just lost to Dimitri Bivol, okay? Dimitri Bivol won all but 2 rounds in that fight, maybe 3 at best. So in his 2 losses, went 24 rounds. He lost 21 of those 24 rounds. But okay, Canelo Alvarez is at number 5. And then how you have Oleksandr Usyk and Canelo Alvarez coming off a loss ahead of the undefeated 2-time heavyweight world champion, British superstar boxer, and the lineal champion, and Tyson the Gypsy King Fury, who's undefeated. He ended 2 reigns. Deontay Wilder's reign as a heavyweight champion and Vladimir Klitschko's reign. How could Oleksandr Usyk be ahead of him? How could Canelo Alvarez coming off a loss be ahead of him? Doesn't make sense, as Canelo Alvarez respectfully should be on this list. Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk should not be on this list. Then at number 7, they have Artur Beterbiev, okay, unified light heavyweight world champion. I have no gripes with that. Then at number 8, they have Dimitri Bivol. Now, how could Canelo Alvarez be ahead of Dimitri Bivol if Dimitri Bivol just outclassed and dominated Canelo Alvarez over 12 rounds? Shouldn't they be swapped? Dimitri Bivol has no losses and just proved at Canelo Alvarez's height of his career, seemed to be the best version of himself. Because when Floyd Mayweather beat him, they told you that Canelo Alvarez was too green and not ready. So how could Dimitri Bivol possibly be multiple slots behind Canelo Alvarez? 3 slots to be exact. That doesn't even make sense. Well, this is because we know ESPN is not well versed in the sport of boxing. They're casual sporting network when it comes to the sport of boxing. And then at number 9, you have Lomachenko, as I stated. Well, we know that's not the case. That should not be the case. Okay? And then number 10, right? This is a fighter that I believe should be on the list, but not on the list ahead of Devin Haney. And that's 2-division world champion, undefeated Olympic silver medalist, unified super featherweight, WBC, WBA super featherweight world champion, WBC, WBO super featherweight world champion, Shakur Stevenson. And I love Shakur Stevenson, but he should not be ahead of Devin Haney on this list. If Devin Haney didn't even make the list, there's no way Shakur Stevenson should be on the list when Devin Haney's the undisputed lightweight champion. And he beat the man who beat the man. He beat Lomachenko. The man that beat Lomachenko is Teofimo Lopez. Then George Kambosos immediately beat him in the very next fight. Then Devin Haney immediately beat him in the next fight. So how could Lomachenko be on the list, and Devin Haney's not on the list, but Shakur Stevenson is on it? It don't make sense. Well, this is the casual mindset of ESPN. They're not, hardcore boxing. They don't support and represent the sport of boxing. Okay, it's all casual. So Shakur Stevenson rounds off the top 10 pound for pound list. How could that be the case? Now, I like the fact that Shakur Stevenson did beat JERMELL Herring, and he did beat Oscar Valdez. Respectfully, I like that, right? And I support Shakur Stevenson being on the pound for pound list, because I think Shakur should be on there. Lomachenko should not be on there. Lomachenko should not be on the pound for pound list right now. Shakur Stevenson, 18 wins, no loss and no draw, 9 wins by way of knockout, 25 years of age, 5'7" with a 68-inch arm reach. He's going into a fight with Robson Conceição. That's take place September 23rd in his hometown of Newark, New Jersey. Lomachenko shouldn't be on the list. Shakur should be at 10. Lomachenko, Devin Haney should be at 9. And Shakur and Lomachenko shouldn't be on this list. Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk should not be on this list. Again, the pound for pound list was created for guys' acknowledgement of guys like Sugar Ray Robinson, the late, great, legendary, iconic Hall of Fame superstar and arguably the GOAT of the sport of boxing, Sugar Ray Robinson. It was created to give them acknowledgement and recognition. Because the heavyweight division and all the heavyweights get all the glamour. They get all the glitz. They get all the acknowledgement. When you're the heavyweight world champion, especially undefeated, undisputed heavyweight, you consider the baddest man on the planet. And there ain't no other weight class going to beat a heavyweight. So in order to give everybody else their recognition and just dues and credibility, the pound for pound list was created. In spite of the heavyweights. And yet they have 2 heavyweights on the list and don't have an undisputed lightweight on the list. And they don't have another undisputed junior middleweight on this list in JERMELL CHARLO. How is Lomachenko on the list ahead of JERMELL CHARLO, who's the undisputed junior middleweight world champion? 2 guys who created history. JERMELL CHARLO became the first junior middleweight to hold all 4 belts. Devin Haney became the first lightweight to hold all 4 belts. Yet Lomachenko, who's never been undisputed, yes, he's a multi-division champion, is getting credit for what he did in the amateurs. But he fought a guy in Orlando Salido who had been knocked out 5 times in his first 15 fights as a professional, and he lost to him and never avenged that. Then he lost to a young kid. If Canelo Alvarez was green with 5 title defenses, a unification bout, and 40+ fights by the time he fought Floyd Mayweather at 23. Then Teofimo Lopez was lime green. He was almost see-through by the time he fought Vasyl Lomachenko. And yet Lomachenko got outclassed by Teofimo Lopez. And he's still on the list. That's amazing. Well, if that's the case, Teofimo Lopez should still be on the list. Because he just had his comeback fight and won. And he beat Lomachenko handily and convincingly. Trash. That's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like your shitty videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.